All right, so I love this new Alchemy card right here, this Guild Pack Green Walker. Now, this is something that I'm not sure everyone picked up on originally because I did not pick up on either. All the Incorporate cards care about multicolor because they turn things into multicolor. That's why they're all single color. That's why they all have single color pips, because they want to be turning other things into multicolor. So when you add that one colorless, one green, it gets +4/+4. If you add that to like a Stalactite Stalker, it becomes a 5/5, but it will cost one colorless, one black, one green. So it will appear that way on the actual card. So it will be a multicolor creature. So you want to run these not in decks that are like heavy green. You actually want to run this in decks that are heavy not green, because you want to be turning things into multicolor, because multicolor creatures gain ward too, which is pretty phenomenal. Note this also stacks. Note this is also a plant. So here we are. We are doing Insidious Roots. I know I'm a couple weeks late. Everyone did this a couple weeks ago. I tried a whole bunch of different builds and none of them were quite clicking the way that I was hoping they would. But this one I'm feeling good about because this thing is a plant. And also, I discovered this. This is the card that really makes Roots work, because the problem is a lot of other Roots decks and Roots combos involved investing a ton of mana. This does not. So whenever a creature goes to the graveyard, whenever a creature dies, it's going to come back with flying, which is going to trigger Roots. We're also running this card, Death's Oasis. Whenever a creature you control dies, mill 2 cards, then return a creature with lesser mana cost from your graveyard to your hand. This works really well with the Green Walker also, because all these cheapy creatures, we're going to get them into the graveyard pretty quickly, just inevitably. But if we make any of them bigger, Death's Oasis is going to see them as a 3 cost that goes to the graveyard and return a 1 cost. It also puts it back in our hand, so if we have another Green Walker, we can play it and incorporate a new creature. A couple other spicy includes Fiend Artisan, which is good for searching. It can get us the Luminous. It is multicolor on its own. It inevitably is going to get bigger. I really like this guy. We're also running 2 Bartolome del Presidio. I want to say that's the proper pronunciation. As a sack outlet, you could run Woe Strider, but once again, it's multicolored, so it's going to get the ward. It's just a sack outlet. It's a way to get things in case they're going to be exiled, in case you want to do some interesting loops, because you can obviously sack something and it'll come back it as flying. You could sack something, you can bring something back to your hand. You could sack a Shambling Ghast, you could deal damage, you could sack something that costs Fatal Push to go on. There's lots of interesting things to go on here. Kami of Mourning, I really like this one. It kind of works with Green Walker, but it just kind of works on its own. You could run Bloodghast here. I thought about Cult Conscript, but at the end of the day, I just really like this card. Card in your graveyard permanently, or on the battlefield, it permanently gains when a creature dies, a creature of higher mana value dies, return that creature to the battlefield tap. So it kind of turns something into like a Cult Conscript or a Gutter Bones. But it lets it happen for free. So once again, we're able to do things like trigger Roots for free. This also works really good together when these are out, because if it goes back, you can give it to another thing. And once again, it's going to work with this, because if you make something bigger, then it will be able to return the smaller things back to the graveyard. We're running 1 Valentine, Dean of the Vein, because I absolutely love this card in Golgari decks. It is kind of like a Leyline of the Void. It's a 1/1 Menace Lifelink. So the thing to think about is, how good do these cheap 1-drop creatures get when you're able to make them into a 3-drop that's +4/+4 and ward, which these are pretty fantastic. This is a 5/5 Menace Lifelink ward 2 for 3 mana. That's a Leyline of the Void is amazing. That's kind of the only reason we're running Vampire of the Dire Moon. Same idea. You could convince me to run 2 of these. The backside also is a finisher, so if it comes back to your hand from something like Death's Oasis, you could play the backside, and then all you got to do is gain some life, and then it will pump all your creatures and give them trample. So, but I like this early game. Just if something's coming like quick and heavy, you got this to like stand here and block and like take something out. It's kind of a faux removal spell. And then in the later game, if it becomes a 5/5, it's going to start laying some serious damage pretty quickly. So I really like it. Fatal Push is to deal with things early on. We're also running 2 Rite of Oblivion. We can mill them over with Death's Oasis, so we can flash them back. They're also just great removal. things like an Ugin, something that gets big that we just can't handle. This is kind of our answer to it. So we're only running 2 up. So there's the deck. Mana base is a hot mess because we're running 5 color and everything. There's basically like no generic mana in any of this. So we are doing damage all over the place. Another reason for the Vampire, the Dire Moon, and the Valentine to try to get some of that life back just in case. But this is what we're running. So it's very mid-range. This is like the most mid-range deck of all time. So we're hoping that we could just outvalue our opponents by just being the better mid-range deck. Slow them down in the early game and then just like out mid-range everyone. So let's see what this thing can do. So we are right at the start of these new Alchemy cards being available. Like they were just released moments ago. So I don't think we're going to see very much from anyone else, but let's see what we've got. Okay. I mean, this feels good to me. Turn on Shoveling Gas. We got a Fatal Push. We got a Bartolome. So we can turn on the Fatal Push. We can also get rid of something. I feel good about this. Let's see how this goes. All right. They are off to a slow start. I love to see it. Shoveling Gas. Let's roll. Blue, green. Paradise Druid, eh? Okay. Obviously, they're not going to block that. They'd be crazy to block that. You're not going to block that. Why are you hesitating? You're not going to make that block. Why would you make that block? Okay, there we go. I think I want this guy. Let's get him in there. So now if they tap this, we can respond and we can obviously destroy it. But let's see what they do. I might also want that treasure because getting this would be great. Let's see what they're ramping into here. We also might want to just hold off in case they're ramping into something really scary. High alert. Increase combat damage. Oh, wow. Frightening. How bad do we need to get rid of this? I think bad, pretty bad. Let's take the opportunity to Stone Rain our opponent for free here. And we get the power back anyway, so I think that's a pretty decent play. I think we go Death's Oasis here. In case. Like, I kind of want to keep that Fatal Push, but let's see what happens here. Let's see what we get. They obviously have nothing to attack, and nothing's coming in with haste, so we should have a turn no matter what they play. Okay, so they basically played like a 4-4 there. Do we Fatal Push it? I feel like we Fatal Push it. But it has Defender, but it can attack? So they didn't have Defender, okay. Man, they're just gonna play a bunch of cheapy creatures, though. I don't think this is the wrong play. They missed a land drop also, so they're not in spectacular shape. Play another Death's Oasis. Don't worry, we're just dealing ourselves 8 damage so far. Okay, got a land drop. Draw 2 cards. Okay, that is a good turn off for them. Fatal Push. All right. Swing in. Do we want to keep up the Fatal Push? I mean, sure. Play this guy. We have the Fatal Push up, and we can hit anything with it. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Because we could bring this guy back. Death's Oasis would trigger. I mean, I'm going to 100% sack that Luminous Broodmoth if need be. Borrowed Time. Here's where that Rite of Oblivion would do wonders. How about... No. Double Death's Oasis. Okay. Okay, there's that Rite of Oblivion. I'll take it. A double Rite of Oblivion. Okay. Kami. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so. I think... I mean... Get this guy. Let's get another one here. I feel like we got this game pretty wrapped up here because we can sack and we can get all types of stuff back. We can get treasures. Like, I'm not sure what they can do in this situation. I think we got this one. I'll just swing in. Like, they need something pretty phenomenal with Flash that I couldn't respond to. Settle the wreckage! I mean, that's it, all right. That'll do it. Sack this guy. We're about to mill ourselves a whole bunch. Create treasure. Sack this guy. He's back. We got shambling ghast. Sack the shambling ghast. Great treasure. Sack this shambling ghast. Great treasure. We got lots of treasure, that's for sure. Sacrifice. I wasn't sure if that sacrificed the creature. Okay, alright. Search my library for a basic. Nope, I milled over it. Okay, Broodmoth. Shambling ghast. We still have a fatal push-up in case we need it. We're still okay. We're still okay. That was pretty epic though. Holy moly. Revolt only turns on for you, right? Yeah, of a permanent you control, but I can get rid of one of these if need be. What do you got? Wall of Mist. That ain't it. They got creatures. I mean, I think I get rid of the... Because if I get rid of the high alert... Do I want a Fiend Artisan or do I want a Bart? I mean, Fiend Artisan is huge. It's just in that he's a huge creature. Oh, that's right. Bart got, killed. And then if I go... Or do I want the Shambling Ghast? If I get rid of the Shambling Ghast, I'll have a flying Shambling Ghast. I'll still have a 3-2 running around. I mean, a 3-2 doesn't really help me. I think this guy. All kinds of crazy nonsense happening right now. I mean, Valentine seems pretty good also. Another Shambling Ghast. Might be Valentine, actually. Keep this man available. If they they settle the wreckage again. Okay. I mean, pretty good. Valentine is back. Death's Oasis. Can I not mill myself? I think I kind of want another... I'm not sure what I want, to be totally honest. Let's keep the Fatal Push-Up just in case we need it. They're doing their best at holding on tight here. That is for sure. High alert! They got it! Wall of Runes, okay. How many cards do I have left? 17. I mean... Okay, yeah, I got the block and then I can swing back. Okay, wow. All of the card choices were relevant in that game. Holy moly, that was a great one. That was a great one. That was proof of my Rite of Oblivion edition. Because I was iffy on it. I was iffy on like running another just like straight removal spell, but that just felt like the better card, and that kind of showed its worth right there. So I stand by that decision. I'm also not 100% sure what to expect now in Historic Best of 1. I would imagine the Is It Wizards deck is pretty good right now. But we will see if we see any of that. I mean, it looks like a decent hand to me. The Green Walker on 3 without something to put into it is not... I'm not in love with that, but let's see what we draw the next couple turns. We might have to, like, slow roll something. Like, if we get something to play on turn 2, I might go Roots instead of that, so that on turn 3 we can make something bigger, but let's see what we draw. But I'm not going to hold this back to play it on turn 4. I can't make no plays until turn 4, so Shambling Gas to get started. Let's see where this gets us. See what we're up against also. No companion. We're also in a new season, so we're back down to gold, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect on the ladder in gold at this point either. Opponent's thinking hard about their opening hand. They got it. Here we go. Dark Slick Shores. All right. Not sure what that means. Could mean anything. You do see a lot of like poison proliferate. All right, we are in for control of some kind. That is for sure. I can't imagine they're gonna do anything about this. Something's holding up priority though, so they might be flashing something in. Like, do I go Roots? I obviously can't play Rite of Oblivion at instant speed since it's a sorcerer, so there's no point in holding that up. Counterspell? Flash something in? I'm predicting rogues. That's what I'm predicting based on all these stops. I'm predicting it's rogues, that they're wondering if they want to flash in like the 2-cost flying dude. Nope. Okay. I mean, not rogues then. So we are super control because they have made no plays. I figured we were definitely seeing something at the end of that turn. A Greenwalker. We did not draw something for him. I mean, if I don't draw anything, Kite Sail Larcenist. Is that a permanent or a creature? Can turn this into? That's what I call irony. I mean, the white for the Death's Oasis. I mean, there's an opening. Let's take it, right? All right, we got all kinds of weirdness going on currently. We're in for a slow game, but we got things on the board that they may or may not be able to deal with. Can this hit permanence? Artifact or a creature, that's what it is. It's an artifact or a creature. Yeah, I don't think they can interact with on the board enchantments very well, other than like Otawara. So, pirate. What's it mean? What could it mean? This guy's a pirate, right? Yeah. Combat research. We're just Grixis pirates here. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Card advantage. Engine going here. Create a treasure token. Yep. I mean, I'm tempted to use the Rite of Oblivion to, like, sack the treasure to get this guy. What's his ward? 1? I mean, which is a scarier engine? I think I want to get rid of Breaches, honestly. Not in love with any of this, to be totally honest. Sack the treasure to get rid of Breaches? I do not love this game plan. At least now, if I play the green walker next turn, if it dies, the Death's Oasis will get me back this. I still don't love that. I still really want to have something that I can play into, like that I can get pumped up. Kind of shocked that we've only seen 2 creatures here, considering how many we're in. Admiral Brass. I'm not even sure what this card does. Mill 4 cards. Beginning of your combat on your turn, you may return target power card from your graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter on it. It has 4/4 and has haste. Yeesh. I mean, that's a pirate. Interesting. I mean, you can do that. Interesting play. Oh, that's the other one, isn't it? We got 2. We got both Admiral Brass's. Beginning of you earn some gain control of target non. That's really good. This is working. Like, take the roots for sure. I mean, I think they got this one. We had no gas. We had nothing. Why didn't this trigger? At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who has dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates. I mean, that counts, right? Unwar Wastes. I almost don't want to do this because then I can't cast it. I almost kind of want to not put it on this because then it's going to cost 4. I think it's decline. That is bad news. I need to stay alive. He does get the ward too, though, which is pretty great. There's a boatload of cards over there, and I got a boatload of nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surprised we had 6 lands in the first 48 cards. First 12 cards, half were lands. We're running pretty low on lands. Like, we're only at 22, so kind of shocked at how many lands we've seen here. Haste. I think that's game. They got it. They got it. The game sucked. Games that suck. That one. All right, let's try another game here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do. The deck has been performing pretty good. It is a new season, so we're back at gold. So that's kind of notorious, just a like land of the unknown. Like, you have no idea what you're going to encounter in gold, but let's see what we got here. All right, do I want Shambling Gas or Stalker? I think I want Gas. Like any other format, you'd of course play the Stalker, but he can't pump up. So, Innocent Blood. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the ramp, please. Treasure token. Yes, alright. If their plan is to kill a lot of creatures, we're in a pretty good spot for that. Red, black. You don't want to kill that guy. Yeah, you want to kill that guy. That one. That's the one you want. Yep, okay. Sweet. I mean, Death's Oasis looks pretty good right here. We need something bigger, though. That'd be pretty great. We need to draw into something. We need a 2 or a 3 drop. Red, black. Okay, I think we just got a reader. I'm like, red, black, there's no way they're interacting with this. I mean, I guess they could be running the... what is that enchant? The one black thing that deals with enchantments. Man, we are just getting flooded on lands. Are we running too many lands in this deck? Double Death's Oasis. Creature would be nice. Creature would be great right around now. That's a creature. Not the creature I want, but that's a creature. Do it. Kill him. Kill the shambling ghast. I mean, split. Another game where I've dealt myself 7 damage and my opponent has dealt myself 0. Whiff on the being able to incorporate anything, but he's still a 4/4 for 3. He's a pretty big threat. Shieldred. That's pretty good. Here's one of the spots where Rite of Oblivion doing work. Treasure, right? Yep. Now some cards, fatal push. Okay, cool. Take that. All right. Now this boy can start getting bigger. Pretty good. And turn. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Kind of stabilizing here. They're going to have to deal with this, and that's going to get us back. Caught fire resistance. Search your light. Okay. I'm not sure what that was, but I don't think it was going to win them the game. So that was a really good matchup for us, though. Like anything that was like creature destroying heavy, we have a pretty strong advantage. And like we weren't particularly well, we didn't get a particularly good draw there, and we still did pretty good. So, all right, we got a painful, painful opening hand, that's for sure. I mean, let's do it. If we can get some momentum, we'll be totally fine. I'm gonna guess waste. Nice indeed. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, mono red. I mean, sure. I'll take the bait. It's a removal spell. I mean, that mana confluence sure seems like not the best play right now. We're just gonna deal ourselves a ton of damage. Let's do it, I guess. It's gonna be painful. I think we're gonna have to play this Takanuma as a real land next turn, but let's see what we get, because we are... If they're truly mono red, we're in trouble dealing this much pain. Here he is again, he's back. He's back. What does this guy do? That's right, they pump each other. Amazing. No box. All right. I mean, I want to keep up the mana for the fatal push here. Let's see what we can do here. I think we definitely want to put a stop before they attack. See what they got. I mean, killing him would make him into a 3/3, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You got a spell? Raid bombardment. Unexpected. Yep. All right. What you got? All right, we're stabilizing. Stabilizing pretty well. I mean, Death's Oasis sure seems pretty good here. Granted, I think I just want to deal with this guy. I don't think I want to turn this guy into anything. Death's Oasis would sure be helpful in case things start dying. This might be a bad move. I might be too low on life to be doing this, but let's see what happens here. Because now if they go to kill anything, we can start getting stuff back. This raid bombardment's gonna hurt. Timbal's Rager. Okay. Scorch Spitter. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We need to start killing things. 1 damage. I mean, that guy's scary. Everybody's scary. So much pain. So much pain. We want to stop on their attack step no matter what. Because we do not want them to attack. It's just, are they going to play like Chandra's, what's that thing called? The Chandra one. They got the land. I will 100% kill that land, I think. I can fatal push a land, right? Tap for red. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Urban Champion. Pretty good. Eesh. I think they got it. I think they got it. Because I can't. They got it. It's close. Good game. Yeah, good game. Good game. They're just... We could not stabilize. We were dealing too much damage to ourselves there. Let's try one more. Let's try one more here. That was a pretty quick one. Yeah, that's the problem with running these like 3-color crazy mana bases, is that you wind up dealing yourself a ton of damage. I wish there was a better way to do it, but unfortunately there is not. And here we go again. I hate Mana Confluence, but I don't know. There's nothing better to run. I mean, that's kind of scary there, isn't it? Bean Dartson is pretty tempting. I mean, Party... Whoa. Thopter is scary. Thopter is very scary. I don't know what they plan on doing with that, but... There's a small part of me that wants to Fatal Push it just because it might be a combo piece. Okay. We're doing some kind of... Or we're going to be flipping some type of like high alert kind of thing. And these colors though? Okay, blue, black. Okay. Oh, they're running that turtle thing. That's what's going on right now. Boy, part of me just wants to turn this guy into something. What do I turn him into, though? I sack him for 2. I kind of want to turn him into just a... I could turn him into another Fiend Artisan, which is kind of tempting. Get a treasure. Let's go get... Ooh, Stalactite Stalker might not be a bad idea. I was thinking Vampire of the Dire Moon, but I think I might want a Stalactite. Let's get things going up. You know what? Let's go Vampire. Vampire. Keep the Fatal Push up in case they do wind up doing something. Okay. Yeah, I think they are just waiting to get the thing that lets them attack with all their creatures with Defender. I know there's a couple. It's High Alert, and there's something else. Does the turtle give it to everyone else? That big turtle thing? Wall of Blossoms? And they're just drawing cards like nuts over there. I think I want to hold that Fatal Push, okay? I mean, I could turn this into the... I could turn this into the moth, which might not be the worst idea. That might be the best idea right now. It's expensive, and if they have it, they like turn around and hit me, but I could do roots also. I'm just not sure how close they are to just being able to turn everyone sideways. And that's kind of scary. I think I gotta keep mana open. I think what I wind up going and getting is... Call me morning. And then put that on... Maybe Dire Moon? Okay, so we still have the Fatal Push open in case that big turtle thing hits the table. Because they're clearly looking for that. If absolutely need be, if they just buy like high alert, we can hit like this guy. And we'd still take 8. There he is. Okay. X less to cast, or X is the total toughness of creatures you control until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw cards equal to its toughness and can attack as though it didn't have a defender. Alright, if they pass priority, I think I just fatal... Oh, I can't fatal push that! I wasn't even thinking! That thing costs a bajillion mana. Okay. I mean, let's see if they activate this thing. And then I fatal push that, I guess is the right call. Okay, the Vampire of the Dire Moon was 100% the right call. I mean... It's just a 1/2. Why would they do that and not something else? I mean, 1 card, that doesn't seem worth it. Oh, because they don't want me to block with the Kami of Morning? Why'd they draw 2 cards? Equal to its toughness. Ew. Okay, that's good to know, that's good to know. Okay, This is getting tricky. This is getting real tricky. I think I need another Vampire of the Dire Moon here, is what I actually need, because I need someone who can block. So if we turn this guy into that, do I want a Roots? I think I do want a Roots. Let's start getting Roots up. Because I need 2 mana. 1, 2. Can I get another Roots? I can get another Roots, but I can't get another... I didn't want to do that. Because now I lose my Fatal Push. Okay, alright. We got blockers. We got blockers. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, I didn't want to play that second Roots because I wanted to keep my Fatal Push up. But let's see. They can still only activate this on 1. So let's see if they hit the Ornithopter or if they hit something else. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can survive this. It's not amazing. Crashing Drawbridge. Oh, gain haste. Yeah, they're just digging for that golden goose, or not the golden goose, for that like high alert or whatever it is. Okay. We want to get rid of this guy. Black. Two, 3, 4. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Gonna be a pain about this, aren't we? Black. 3. I need 1 more mana. Sacrifice the plant. And we'll go get the moth. And now we will sacrifice this girl. Get her 2 mana. We still have the plant. We'll play a Shambling Gas with that. Okay, we have a flying blocker. We have a 4/5. Alright, we're stabilizing. Sorry, opponent. Creatures can assign combat damage equal to toughness rather than power. Target can attack. All right, here it comes. That was the card they're looking for. Assault Formation. Here we go, guys. Sure. One of them, not the worst thing in the world. Take action. Did it come into play tapped? Yeah, okay, okay. Okay. Then let's just keep up the 1 mana. It keeps up the blocker, and we have the mana now for the Fatal Push. Still not sure who we're Fatal Pushing. Maybe it's the bridge? You know who we want to Fatal Push? We want to Fatal Push this dude over here, actually. If they'd taken... well, we can't do it in response. Let's see, let's see. This is intense. I don't even know what we do on our next turn. I can't think that far ahead right now. I think we go get Bart. I think we go get Bart, and then we can start sacking things like crazy. Oh, we survived. I definitely think that's the right call. Stupid auto tapper here is making this incredibly difficult. Colorless, black. Let's turn this guy. I mean, I could swing with the moth, right? They got nothing that flies. They got the goose. They got 2 things. Okay. No, what a pain. What a drudge of a game this is right now. Like, this is insanity. I mean, I'm going to have a ton of plants next turn. I think I can start turning plant sideways, because I can just start sacking things too. Okay. Death Touch and Menace, okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't count this, 6, 7 blockers technically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! Yeesh! My turn. Oh, Rite of Oblivion, that's good stuff right there. My opponent's thinking, or they are stalling out. Is their client stalling out, or are they thinking? Can we win without milling ourselves? Is kind of the next big question. All right, so next time we're eyeing this Rite of Oblivion to get rid of this. We'll probably sack the vampire over here, the Dire Moon. We'll turn a plant into another Kami of Mourning. And then I think we're just going to start getting so many plants and so many tokens that it's going to be pretty insane. My opponent is just timing out here. Is it because are they roping us, or are we legitimately winning this game, or are they legitimately like having server problems? I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and we'll assume that they're having like connection issues here. But you know, it always sucks when you get roped, but I don't think that's what's going on. There's also a lot of information on the battlefield right now. Like they might be considering something, but I don't know. It did happen the instant the Rite of Oblivion hit the graveyard, which is kind of going to be pretty impactful. Like, as I said in the deck building, like, this was a late addition, but boy, this card, it can do things that nothing else can do. And this is exactly the situation where you mill over it with Death's Oasis. There it is. And then you can hit that thing that you can't hit with anything else, which is Disenchantment. Hitting Disenchantment with the Rite of Oblivion would win me the game. Just like hands down. Like that would win me the game. And there we go. All right. So I think we would have had it anyways. It would have been a very complicated couple of next turns, but I think we were going to get there anyways. And moving on up, we are making it to platinum. So doing something right. Doing something right. The new Alchemy cards we're not seeing doing a lot of work, but the concept here is working pretty good. We also could have gone and gotten that guy, and he would have been a huge flyer in just like a couple turns, which wouldn't have been something to shrug off. Like he would have, because obviously he's a plant, so as everything was going, he would just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But standing by a lot of the deck building decisions currently, because we're getting there. This one, Rite of Oblivion, won me that game. Like I would have won because I could have done that. And the Vampire of the Dire Moon, like I know they're a weird include, but them being able to stand here and hold back attackers is pretty amazing. And then you can just keep bringing them back and like keep going back and forth. And if you could ever get them with a plant, like with the plant rhino guy, and make them a 5/5, like that's pretty huge. Like if this would have been a 5/5 flying vampire, that would have been pretty amazing. But we're doing something right. We're doing something right. Me from the future here, after playing a couple more games off camera, and I noticed something. I was wrong about an interaction, and this is very relevant that I want to point out. I had said before that Guild Pack Greenwalker forever changes the mana cost of the creature. It does not. It changes the cost to cast it. So when you go to cast it, like when it's in your hand, it'll appear as though it is the additional colorless and green. If it is any place else, though, it shows its original mana cost. So that means Kami of Mourning is way better in this deck than I realized. Because if you incorporate, let's say, like Stalactite Stalker in your hand, obviously it's going to cost 3. But once it's in your graveyard, it only costs 1. So if you then hit it with a Kami of Mourning, or if you get a Kami of Mourning before that attached to it, anything over 1 that goes to your graveyard is going to bring it back, which is pretty phenomenal because now you're getting all these like extremely boosted creatures. So I need to make some adjustments to this deck with this new knowledge because this is really good. I'm also, I want to see if maybe I can push it to be 2 colors. If I could just make it Golgari. I still might keep this guy and like use Spawning Pond to go into him. But if I can streamline this mana a little bit, that might not be such a terrible idea. But this was incredibly interesting when I saw this. So you're able to bring things back, which is absolutely incredible. Then you're really taking advantage of the incorporation, because for 1 mana, like you're able to bring this back for free by simply just like getting this creature to go away. That is unbelievably fantastic. So I need to do some thinking on this. I need to do some adjusting and testing. Like it's still a quality deck, but going up to 4 on these, I think, is absolutely the right call now that I see how things interact. So let me see what else I'm going to adjust here. But this is an interesting development in how Incorporate works. And okay, also super relevant. The creature's still the additional color. So in your graveyard, it'll be a 1 mana cost Shambling Ghast, but it will still be gold. So it'll still be black and green. So it still gets the boost from this if it makes it back into play. Like it'll still get the ward. There might be other things that interact with that also, about like things being multicolor in your graveyard. I'm not sure. Let me do some research, but I thought that was super interesting, and I did not want to mislead everyone on how Incorporate works because I was incorrect, and that was a very interesting interaction that seems incredibly relevant. So I'll be back later with a slightly different variation of this deck, same concept, but with this knowledge, adjusting my build. So good night.